Welcome back, and time to introduce some spring sports, wrap up on some winter sports, and it's officially March.
Yeah, it's crazy to me that it's March already. You want to wrap up some winter sports? How did girls basketball finish?
Girls basketball ended their season at Norwalk in the regional semifinals. Boys basketball, how did that finish?
We got beat by a good DMC team in the sub-state semifinals.
Wrestling ended on a good note with Nolan Fellers getting third place in the 157 bracket and Jordan Rial getting fifth place in the 165 bracket. And introduced to our show, Jordan, just to recap a little bit of what that was like.
Yeah, we had a good finish. It ended up Nolan and I just wrestling on Saturday. Kobe had a good tournament. And then we had a lot of new guys going. Brayton had a pretty good tournament. Didn't end up where he wanted to be, but I think there's a lot of good you can take from it. We got a lot of returners that got experience. Jaron Gilgy, he's gonna be coming back, state qualifier. And then we got a lot of young pieces coming back. Evan Fellers, Spencer Dare. They'll be mixed into the lineup, so it'll be good.
All right, Jordan. So what impact has Blue Jay and any other wrestling had on your life?
I think really it's built me as a person. It's a very tough sport. If anybody who's done it knows that, the practices are really grueling, the season's grueling, cutting weight, everything that goes into it. Got to be really resilient. And then really it's just hard work. You got to be really hardworking to get what you want. And I think throughout my career, I learned that the hard way. And there was a lot of lessons learned through wrestling when it comes to resiliency and hard work.
So what are you going to miss the most?
Probably nothing to do with wrestling. Mostly like going out to eat after the Saturday tournament, not having to make weight, stuff like that. I mean, really, it's just away from the mat, the relationships that I've made along the way. I want to miss Coach Wonderland, talking with him on the bus rides home and things like that. Pretty much just away from the mat. Obviously, I'll miss competing and stuff like that, get my hand raised, but really just the relationships that came with wrestling.
What's your favorite post-meet meal?
Well, me and Nolan went to Wingstop a lot this year, but like it's changed because like last year was probably Hy-Vee Chinese, and then the year before that it was really anything. Like it was completely random, and then freshman year specifically was China buffet. Wouldn't expect it. Probably the worst thing for you, especially in wrestling season, but it was China buffet just every time.
If you could give any piece of advice to incoming Bonneret Blue Jay wrestlers, what would it be?
Really try to enjoy every day and attack every day. I think coming in as an 8th grader, I wasn't very good. I didn't place at the state tournament, AAU, and I really just got my butt kicked every day in practice by guys like Dalton Rao, Connor Pfizer, Chase Pfizer, Cody Hay. I mean, I was nowhere. Those are all state placers, guys competing for state titles every year, wrestling in college. And I really just would get beat up, but at the end of the day, it made me better. Because sophomore year, I ended up placing and like going from not placing at the kids' state tournament, just 7th and 8th graders as an 8th grader, and then placing sophomore year is just a huge jump. And at the end of the day, all it was just working hard in practice and finding good partners. So what I'm trying to say is seek out good competition, seek out good partners, and really just push yourself. And even if you're getting beat, just stay at it, stay with it, and try to enjoy the sport.
Jace Today is sponsored in part by Jeff Meislin with Principal Financial Group. Jeff and his team help individuals, families, and businesses with retirement planning and strategy, investments, college funding, life, long-term disability, and long-term care insurance, and other financial products and strategies. Feel free to email or call for a complimentary consultation or if you have any questions. That number is 515-246-4057. Once again, it's 515-246-4057. Vision Bank has been a sponsor of Blue Jay Digital since day one. Our partnership has been instrumental in the growth of our live streams and purchasing new camera equipment. We are fortunate to be supported by a local business committed to our community, our students, and our program.
right. Up next is a little bit of a track preview with one of our coaches, Coach Semelroth. Tell us a little bit about yourself and what you do.
Yep, so I'm Coach Semelroth, just like you said, and I'm one of the varsity boys track coaches, mainly working with the sprinters and hurdlers.
Besides track, what else do you do around here?
Coach football, coach varsity football for a couple of years. This past year, went down to 7th grade. Kind of took over our speed program this year as well. Started that right after our season ended last year. Had really good turnout throughout the summer into the fall. Trying to lead speed workouts while coaching football, and so had good attendance with that. So then that carried over into the winter as well, and now we're here. So
What changes have been made from last season to prepare for this season?
I think it goes back to that state qualifying meet last year, and I saw the amount of disappointed looks in our guys' eyes. We didn't qualify a lot of events last year, but I think it was really eye-opening for a lot of those guys because from the minute we got on that bus after the district or state qualifying meet, a lot of guys telling me like their goals for the next year. So some of the changes we made, we got together with Coach Gibson, Coach Bo, and we developed a brand new speed program that I just talked about, and really had a lot of good turnout throughout the summer, into the fall, into the winter, and the guys really owned it, and pretty competitive, and I think that's going to translate directly into the season because we're timed some 40s and whatnot from beginning of summer all the way up till now, and a lot of times have improved. So I think the guys are bought in, which is huge, and I think those changes will help us out this year.
What goals do we have for this season?
I think what's cool is Coach Hammis does this goal sheet before each season, and got to read through all those a couple weeks ago, and there's a lot of individual goals, but a lot of team goals as well. And I would say over my last couple of years here, I hadn't seen a lot of those like really big goals. A lot of them were just like, hey, we're just here to get better. But now I'm seeing, hey, I want to cut down my time each meet from, let's say it's a 200 meter, like from a 23 to they want to run under a 22 this year. Or I have a lot of guys that said that they want to qualify in multiple events, and we just hadn't seen that in the past. So I'd say there are a lot of individual goals, but a lot of big team goals as well.
Jordan, what are your goals for this year?
Yeah, so like you said on them goal sheets, I wrote down, my first goal was state champ in probably either DMed or shuttle hurdle. So those are team events. And I'm a firm believer, like you really got to set your goals high because obviously if you set too low, you're really not reaching for anything, pushing yourself. So I just put state champ, and I think there's a lot of things that we need to do throughout the season, but it's really not crazy unrealistic to be competing for a state title come the end of May. So I think that's definitely one of my goals. And then I want to qualify individually in the high hurdles. I've never done them before. I started hurdling halfway through last year. So got a lot of things to fix with my form for sure if I want to get there. But I think it's definitely possible. And Semelroth's helping me out a lot with that.
I think something else that's cool with Hammis's goal sheets is that, not every athlete knows that they're going to, be placing top 3 at each meet and whatnot, but a lot of the guys in our team had some of those individual goals. And the nice thing about track is that you can go out there and you might not get first, second, or third, but you can get your personal best each meet. And we have a lot of those guys on this team that, really want to be there and just, better themselves. So I think that's a pretty cool thing too.
Yeah, track is definitely a sport where it's you versus you and you versus the clock. I'd like to see a lot of people from both the girls and boys qualify and get a lot of names on the back of that shirt.
Absolutely. There's no reason why we can't make some noise this year with the boys track team. With as long as we stay locked in and healthy, some good things are going to happen for us. I'm pretty confident in that.
Yeah, you got a lot of motivated guys going out and doing indoor meets and individual meets. How does that kind of shake out with season?
Yeah, I think that goes back to your question about like what changes we're going to see this year. Like that motivation level that we're seeing from these guys, we hadn't seen that in the past. So that's really exciting. And I think I want to give a lot of credit to Coach Wagner with the cross country team, the culture that he has built with those guys. Like it is translated since their off season ended or since their season ended. I've seen guys out running in negative 10-degree weather, you know, and I don't know if that's super safe and whatnot, but I think that's going to directly translate over into our season. And like you said, like we have guys like Mason Frost who joined a club track indoor team this year, and he's running unbelievable times right now, like times that are some of the fastest in the state. So that's something to look forward to. We've got some distance guys doing some club tournaments as well, meets, and no, I'm pretty excited to see how that translates into the season.
Who are some returners coming back that we should keep an eye on, and newcomers?
Yeah, so we qualified a few events last year. We had we had high jump with Reed, but obviously he graduated, and then we had our shuttle hurdle team, which we have 3 of those 4 guys back, and a lot of guys coming in that can really step into that role. And I believe we can even be faster this year in that. And then Elijah Cook in the 400-meter hurdles, he's pretty motivated right now. He wants to go out and break that school record, and kind of hoping we get 2 guys here to go out and break that school record this year. Maybe have him try it as well. Those are some returners that, we're kind of expecting some big things from. But then, like I said, our distance crew, names that come to mind are like Niall Davis. I know he's on a mission right now. Brady Sanger's been doing a lot of off-season work. Like I said, Mason Frost, he's gonna be a weapon this year for us. So that's huge. New guys coming in, Riley Vanderlinden, he's pretty fast. Hopefully we can keep him healthy, and I think he can make some noise this year as well.
But let's talk about Reed for a second. The fact that he didn't jump all season, jumps at districts and makes it to state. I mean, that's just crazy to me.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, I think that's yeah, that was one of the coolest things I had ever seen. I remember, obviously he got injured in football in one night. It's super, disappointing for him, and he's pretty upset about that. Missed all of basketball, and that was his sport. And then obviously he was I think a 2-time state qualifier in the high jump before track season. Didn't get to go out, and texted me like the week before districts and was like, "Hey, I'm gonna throw this out there for you right now. What are your thoughts on me coming back and trying to qualify for state and high jump?" And I'm like, "Well, first of all, did he get cleared?" And he's like, "Yeah, I'm cleared. It's really up to you guys." And he's like, "I totally understand if, since I haven't been around all year, if you guys don't want me to." And I was like, "No, we absolutely want you to, because, he's a good kid, and, it was a great ending to his high school career." But for him to show up and win districts and then go out there and almost break the school record in place, like, it's one of the coolest things I've ever seen.
Thank you guys for coming out. It's been a great episode. We probably won't have another episode out for a few more weeks because spring break, but we'll definitely see how the boys do in these indoor meets, and then we'll get into some more other spring sports.
All right, thank you everybody for joining, and always remember, it's a great day to be a Blue Jay.
It's officially March.
Yeah, it's wild.
This is how it goes every time.
I'll say something, set him up, and he goes,
Okay.
"Yep,
Okay.
yeah."
Yeah, it's crazy.
I like how I can see everybody's reaction, like just sidle back.
All right.